Turn around and say hi. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, we're here with Adam. We are really excited. He's going to have his hair transplant today. We spent, he got here at 6:30 in the morning and it's 8 o'clock. And we've just been using this time to discuss what Adam is looking for in the transplant, what his expectations are, and really spend a lot of time going back and forth, designing this hairline. We went back and forth probably 3 or 4 times, taking photos, examining it, looking at the mirror and making sure this is exactly what he wanted. But also I wanted to make sure it was within aesthetic normal values and a normal appearance, so it looks good today but also looks good tomorrow as he ages. How do you feel?
I feel really good. I should have anticipated the hairline design taking this long, but like I had no idea what time it was. It seemed to go really fast because it was really easy to do, but like I can't even imagine. It's hard to fathom how much time you have put into this.
No, it's good. Well, designing the hairline is the most important part because this is what you have to live with for the rest of your life. So this isn't something we take lightly at all. This is the most important part for you, and once we finish this, we go into the operating room and then you get to chill and relax, and that's when we get to work getting this transplant done. And if we don't have the design right and you're not happy with the design, you'll never be happy. So we spend a lot of time with patients making sure the design is perfect, that they're happy with it. We're excited. We're going to get moving on this. And step 1 is done, and we'll continue to do some video in the operating room. All right, we're here in the middle of the hair transplant. We obviously took the strip out already. We've transplanted most of the frontal area. We're going to go back and thicken that up in a little bit with a technique called stick in place. But right now I'm putting some grafts in the right frontal area, and then we'll start thickening up the center area. So you can see how we place the grafts. You can see she'll put a graft on my finger, okay, then come on over here. And I know there's some sites right here that were made originally. Okay, so here is a site that was made, and here's a graft, and you can see just how nice these go in there. If it doesn't go in, then what I want to do is, there we go, dilate it. And I'm just going to gently put it in. As you can see, the grafts are going in very well. I'm going to make some more sites and we're going to finish this up. All right, we have finished putting all the grafts in. All the grafts have been placed. It went great. The majority of the grafts are right in that frontal zone, just like we planned. And then I scattered grafts all throughout the central tuft and into the front part of the mid-scalp or the posterior part of the frontal zone. The grafts went in great. Our patient did amazingly well. We're checking all the grafts to make sure that they're sitting well, that they're level, that they're not pushed in too much, that they're not sticking out too much, because If the grafts are not in perfect position, then they may not grow as intended. If they're pushed in too far, they may cause some pitting. If they're pushed out too far, then they may not grow, or they may cobblestone. So we spend always time at the end just checking. His hair kind of goes different directions. He has a lot of curliness to his hair, so even though we're putting the hairs in the right direction, you can see them turning right away. So we're just trying to, turn these. Here I am turning this graft 180 degrees, so it sits just a little bit better, but you can see it's curving. But overall, everything just went absolutely perfect today. It is 4:45. Adam got here about 6:30 in the morning, and we spent a lot of time just designing this hairline. It looks absolutely fantastic. We did the strip harvest method, which came out perfectly. Did you even know that I took it out?
No.
As you can see, there's microscopes all lined back there. So we use 100% microscopic dissection of all the grafts. And we had 4 or 5 or 6 people back there at one point dissecting all the grafts. I make the sites, and then I start placing frontal hairline. I get in the center, then I take a little break, then staff comes in, and I come back and kind of round robin. But I'm definitely involved throughout every single part of it. I've been in here for the last hour and a half, but everything just went great. So very happy with how everything went for Adam. And now the wait. It's going to take about a good 6 months to really start seeing some good growth. So we're going to continue to check everything out here, and we'll see you at the end.
All right, so I'm back at the hotel after the big day, and everything seemed to have gone really, really well. They were talking about how great of a patient I was and how pleased they were with the success of everything, but I haven't seen it. We went out and we got dinner afterwards, and now we're back, and I had to do my first little bit of maintenance, which is applying this post-op spray, which is some kind of antibiotics or something that I had to spray on the grafted area every 2 hours. While you're awake, I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night to do it, so that's fine. And this is for the first 2 days. Then after that, it's every 4 hours. Got to keep it refrigerated so it's cold, and it's just supposed to help I think probably clean and make sure the the grafted area doesn't get infected. So I figured I would record the reveal of my hair. Okay. So it is really gross looking.
Oh no, it's kind of great.
But yeah, no, I think
Oh my gosh.
when this grows out, holy moly.
Right.
I am not a fan of blood. You can already see the dark.
Yeah, the outline of where it will be.
Yeah, and so when this this is gonna be great. This is great. Okay, so we're gonna spray. We want to make sure you get all the grafted area, so they told me to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's one back here, some back there. So I'm gonna do that. And she said be generous, so I'm just gonna kind of give it another go.
And explain what this is here.
So, this? So this gauze is because the back of my head, they removed a giant 16 centimeter wide strip of my head, basically. And they removed that strip in this grafted area. I'm sure it's probably looking bloody.
It is. It's just pink with some blood, yeah.
So I'm not supposed to remove that, and they'll probably change it tomorrow or fix it. But yeah, so that is something that they removed the grafts. That was my donor area for the FUT, the strip. And so then they harvested the follicles from that big giant strip. I'll include some pictures so you can see some of the gross, nasty little bits of fat in my head and chunks of my head that they put and dissected, which is actually kind of really cool and disgusting at the same time. Yeah, so those were removed from my head. That's why I have the bandage. Not supposed to shower, not supposed to wash my hair or get my head wet today. So the rest of the day is just kind of relaxing and embracing and dealing with the pain. I was numb basically the entire procedure. So there are certain pinpricks that I felt, you know, clearly when they were doing it, when the stuff was wearing off, but they were amazing at giving me, whenever I said anything, it was just bam, done, and I didn't think about it. The one kind of exception was this giant ass strip. Dr. Gabel was amazing about it because, not that he was lying, but he was giving me updates probably 2 steps behind what he was actually doing. And so I could feel the pinpricks and I could feel the pain. It hurt. You know, you're removing a giant piece of my head. He went to go, or he told me he went to go do something and would be back to remove the strip. And then lo and behold, the strip had already been removed. So like, I was anticipating this great pain of some kind of, you know, I was expecting like a little tiny strip of skin to be removed, but it was meaty. It was deep and wide and long and just, you know, everything bigger than what I thought it would be. They were able to pull a lot of follicles and get the result that we just saw. Apparently my donor area was not as dense as they thought it was going to be. So the hair follicle count was actually 50 something lower than the minimum estimate that they gave me, which is actually really cool because I was worried when they gave me that range that they were going to do whatever it took to charge me for the full highest amount of follicles, and that it was we're gonna give you this range and charge you the most. But actually I'm getting money back because they didn't use all of the, like they used less than what they told me. So this is crazy huge, and I don't know what rates will be when you look into this, if you look into it, but for me, I'm getting over $2,000 back, and that is massive for me. That's insane, and I really appreciate that they, you know, not only are they honest, and I have a whole document saying how many of each different kind of hair follicles that they used, from like 1, 2, 3, 4 counts of hair. Like I have all of that from my own records, but also a breakdown of, you know, what that cost means and the proof that they didn't use all of that and they're giving me money back. So pretty dang awesome. Very excited to see how this is gonna grow out. Still really nervous about the aftercare, but just being, you know, due diligent and on top of things, and everything I think is gonna go smoothly. I think this is exciting, and I'm not ready for the pain tonight, but they gave me lots of meds and hopefully it'll be good.